Today I brought you a delicious recipe for those days when you feel like eating flan but don't want to overdo it, just want a small portion. This recipe is sugar-free with nothing to thicken it, no type of flour. And you will love it because besides everything, it doesn't go in the oven, it's very quick to make, and the whole family will adore it. Stay until the end, you won't want to miss it. And before starting this guilt-free, low-calorie dessert recipe, which also doesn't have condensed milk or cream, take the opportunity, if you're new, to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. I have new videos every day, you will love them for sure. Let's start our recipe, remembering that the ingredients, quantities, and nutritional information will be down here in the description. And if you love these healthy dessert recipes, like the video, and I'll come back here and make more recipes like this for you. And when we think of flan, we indeed think of a delicious cream. And we think of something caramelized, a caramelized syrup on top. We are going to make this syrup without sugar because many people who have restrictions, who cannot eat sugar, who want to control their blood sugar, who want to lose weight, do not know that there is a way to make syrup with sweetener instead. Normally, the sweetener that will give more syrup consistency is xylitol, but if you don't have it, you can use any culinary sweetener available in your area, but it has to be a stable sweetener, suitable for baking and cooking. So I am going to put xylitol here in my heat-resistant container. Remember that I have a video here talking more about different types of sugar and sweeteners. I'll leave it down in the description for you. Here I will add the water, and although it will reach a syrup consistency, it won't have the caramel color because it won't caramelize. It doesn't undergo the Maillard reaction. So I am going to add a bit of vanilla here because it will give that caramel color we are expecting, but it will also add a special flavor to our dessert. So the first thing I'm going to do is carefully bring this to the microwave so it melts and forms a syrup. 30 seconds, I check how it is, another 30. I will tell you at the end how long it took, and I'll be right back here. Hold on, because then we move on to the second step, which is super quick. It took 1 minute, I put it for 30 seconds, stirred, left it for another 30. This container here is super hot. I don't want to burn myself. I'm gonna wait for it to cool down, otherwise I won't be able to handle it. So I'll put it on the side, let it cool down without burning myself. I almost burned my finger. Let's make the flan batter, which is also very quick. I have the egg here and I'm going to beat it because flan, normally its base is indeed egg. So I'm going to beat it here. Remember that I have a video here on the channel talking more about what happens if you eat eggs every day, whether eggs increase cholesterol or not. I'll leave that in the description below for you. Let me mix this egg well here because we don't want those white pieces in the middle. So hold on, I'm going to beat it well here. When you see that the yolk is already well mixed with the white, you add the milk. You can use any milk you want. It can even be plant-based milk if you have an allergy or intolerance. Remember that I have a playlist here on the channel with plant-based milks where I make coconut milk, oat milk, almond milk, banana milk. I'll leave it in the description below for you. For this recipe here, I am using skim milk because I wanted it to have fewer calories. If you want to use whole cow's milk, that's fine too, but I chose to use skim milk here. I will add a bit more vanilla essence here to give it a good flavor and a bit more of your preferred culinary sweetener. In this case, it doesn't necessarily have to be xylitol. Whatever you want, if you have another one you want to use, and then xylitol just for the syrup. This way it will save some. It can be, but remember that it still has to be a culinary sweetener because you will be cooking this. After all, there is raw egg. I will check if my syrup has cooled down and I'll be right back so we can plan how to cook it. Hold on. Now I can hold the pot without burning myself. So since it will yield 2 servings, I prepared a certain amount of syrup here and I will put about half of it in here. One detail that I had already done here, but I will show you, is that we need to cover the sides of the container with the syrup so that later it unmolds better and has that nice flan color that we like. So let me do it over here so you can see better. We do it like this to cover the sides, just like we do with a flan. And you can see that it already has more of a honey-like consistency, kind of caramelized. This one is still hotter because this pot was colder. I'll wait just 1 more minute here to add the batter because if we put it in now, since it has eggs, it will turn into scrambled eggs. It needs to be more at room temperature before we add the mixture here. I'll be right back. I want to show you here how the consistency of this syrup turns out. It really looks like a syrup point, like a thread. After it cools down, it looks like honey. It reaches a thread point even with xylitol. It will come out liquid from the microwave, and after it cools down, it will be like this, just so you know. This one is also getting there, it's just that the pot is still hot. So just for you to see the difference, here it is still more liquid. It is not completely cold. Since this pot here was cold and I put it here, look how it already becomes thicker, like honey. So now we just have to wait for both to cool down. The syrups in both pots, which have been sitting for a while, are already cold. I will carefully try to divide this preparation equally to yield 2 portions of equal sizes. So I will simply put it here and then we will cover it with aluminum foil to bake it just like we do with any flan. However, since they are very small, it's not worth turning on the oven to cook this because it's really quick. So I will explain to you here in a more detailed manner how you can cook it in a more practical way, step by step and thoroughly. Let me just put the rest right here, just like this. Done, and there you have it. And like any traditional flan recipe, we carefully take a piece of aluminum foil, ensuring the shiny side is facing inward. This is important because it helps to evenly distribute the heat. We will then close it securely here, making sure there are no gaps. After that, I will get my stove ready to teach you how to perform this classic bain-marie technique on the stove. A bain-marie is a method of cooking food gently using water. I'll be right back shortly, so please stay tuned. So let's simply do this bain-marie on the stove itself, which saves gas and is also faster. I put water in the pan. You can see there's a little water here. I turned it on medium heat. This water will boil. It needs to boil. We will place our container here. But I don't want the heat to be super high because I don't want there to be too much agitation of the molecules when the water is boiling with very high heat, which sometimes even causes water to get inside the flan container. So we leave it like this, place the lid here, loosely covered. It doesn't need to be tightly sealed, just to keep a bit of steam in here, and we'll count 10 to 15 minutes and then I'll show you how it turned out and taste this delight. I'll be right back. It was exactly 15 minutes. I'll show you how it is here. I'll wait for it to cool down a bit. It's already firm. The other one too for you to see is very hot, of course, as I just took it out from there. Look how beautiful and firm it is, but I'm going to wait for it to cool down more or less to room temperature and then put it in the fridge so that we can unmold it and taste it. So in a little while, I'll be back with it unmolded. You can already see here that it's loose, but if you need to, you can run a knife along the side, come with a plate like this and flip it over. I'm going to cut a piece of our flan here, see the consistency, make it at home. You're going to love it for sure. Let me carefully lift a piece here so you can better see how it turns out. Oh, it's slipping a bit. Look how incredibly beautiful it is. Remember that you can also flavor this flan with lemon zest, orange zest, or make it vanilla. Tell me how you're going to make it, what flavor. I would love to see your comment. Like the video. Take a look at my playlist of dessert recipes. I have many delicious recipes here and I would love to know your flavor suggestion. Also share it with someone you know will like it and enjoy the video as it helps me a lot. Let's taste it. It's very tasty, a very smooth vanilla flavor, wonderful. Make it and you will love it for sure. See you next time. Bye.